Hi everyone, it's Ava Harren, and it has been one year since I've come to the Boise State Human Performance Lab. And in that year, I've been hustling, losing weight for a bodybuilding show I'm going to be doing in a month in Miami. So in this last year, I've lost 40 pounds. So we're coming back to test the body fat I'm at now and compared to what I was at a year ago. So let's go.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
All right. So we're doing a bod pod and a skin fold.
Yes.
So.
Bod pod and skinfold, and then they're also getting a DEXA scanner in 1 month, you said?
Yeah. Whenever it gets here, DEXA scan. So we'll be back in hopefully.
That'll be awesome because he said that it shows
You
the
can see an image.
The image.
And where your fat is stored, which is fairly genetic. So yeah, we don't have that yet, but that's like the most premium.
All right.
So, sweet.
All right, and lucky for you guys, I wore the same exact outfit as last year, but it just fits a little different. So.
What we're doing is measuring volume with this. So it measures with air pressure. So the idea is it fills up with air pressure, and then based on air pressure we can find volume in liters, which is a hard concept to think about, but it's like liquid's a good way to think about it. So if Ava was liquefied, we know how much volume she is. This measures volume without liquefying her, so that's a good thing. And then we can estimate body lean mass and body fat mass. So we did this last time too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Ava, are you still 24?
25 now.
Wow.
1 year older.
It takes about 10 seconds, so just hold still for a second there. All right, you can step off. And then, do you have a hair tie or anything?
Yes.
Yeah. Make a really tight bun with like as least amount of volume as possible.
No volume but
Yes.
YouTube tutorial.
Because we could do I think we did the cap last time,
Oh, yeah.
but that kind of makes you into a cone head, which would actually increase volume. So, yeah. So that is perfect right there. No watches on. All right, we are ready. So you can go ahead and take a seat in there. It's going to be a little chilly, but you'll warm it up.
I'm used to that.
All right. So I'll just run you down again with, you don't have to do anything, just sit still, hands in your lap, stay relaxed, breathe normally. It's going to be very uneventful. We'll do 2 1-minute measurements. I'll open up the door in between each to make sure you're alive and everything. But, it's going to simulate airplane cap pressure, so you won't feel very much. And then there's an emergency release button down by your left calf if you get claustrophobic or anything. So nobody's ever used it except for me, so it does work. So. All right, any questions?
Yep.
Sweet. Round 1. Sure. That air entering when I press enter a little early. That's what it's doing, is it's pumping air in there. And then you hear a pop in a second, about 10 seconds. And that's when the chamber's full. Right. How was that?
Good.
Yeah, pretty uneventful.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, round 2. All right, I got you.
All right.
You're 51 liters, if you've ever wondered.
51 liters.
Yeah, so you fit in like 26 2-liter soda containers.
26 2-liter soda.
That's the best way to visualize it, which isn't a great visualization, but. All right, we got you at 7.8% there. Pretty lean.
This thing's 7.8% body fat.
Yeah. With the bod pod, the leaner you are, it struggles a little bit. It can get you within like 2 to 3% accuracy. So, yeah, we'll do skin fold and then we'll see how they compare. If they both are really close to that, then we can accept that. So, sweet. 0.5. So that is pretty good. So you got 7.8 and 9.0. About as accurate as we can get right there. Calorie estimator as well. So this estimates your calories per day. So if you want to just look at that.
That's my life.
Which I've kind of explained that to you. Yeah, that is your life actually.
Okay, so it's estimating that my resting metabolics right now at 1386.
Yeah. So the more lean mass you have, the higher that will be.
Yeah. So since I'm so lean right now, that's actually pretty low in my opinion.
Yeah. You may have lost lean mass. I mean, you said you're down quite a bit, right?
Yeah. So right now I am eating about 1,500 calories a day into show. So that is a deficit below what they estimate for my activity level. So if this is saying I need to eat 1,700 at a sedentary activity level, and I'm eating 1,500 and being very active, that goes to show I'm still cutting weight. And I'm feeling low energy right now because of it. So.
Yes, we can actually, so this has you at how many pounds of fat mass? So about 10 pounds of fat mass is what this has you at. Skinfold has you at about 11.3. So, depend, like how low do you want to get? That's the question, right? So, long term, we want your body fat to be higher, right?
Yeah.
But for competition, lose weight and then after competition, regain the weight, right?
Yeah.
So, you're still working out though.
Yeah.
So you're burning more than 1,700.
Yeah.
So you're probably burning, I don't know how often you're working out.
The watch says about 750 to 900 a day in calorie burn.
Oh, in activity?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you're going to be losing about 2 pounds of body fat per week. Right?
In reality, it's being about 1. But
Okay.
I think because my metabolism has adapted so much throughout the
So
year.
if you eat less, especially less than your resting metabolic rate, it can decrease. So this isn't a good measurement of resting metabolic rate, it's an estimation.
Yeah.
So we can measure this.
Okay.
Put a mask on you and you breathe into it, measure oxygen, CO2, we can measure it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and then you have water weight, you might still be building muscle, so there's lots of
Yeah, I did eat and drink water this morning, which I think last time I came in on an empty stomach.
Yeah, which, I mean, sometimes you gotta eat some food.
I was starving, sorry.
Oh no, that's how it goes, I understand. So you're somewhere between 9 and 7.8%. Which means you have 10 to 11 pounds of body fat. So, like you're saying, you're eating about 1,500 calories, so that's about your resting metabolic rate. So you don't want to eat below that, that's for sure. You have, depending on how lean you're trying to get, like you're saying, trying to tone up your legs a little bit more. So, you said you have a month?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want to lose 10 more pounds.
No. Yeah. So just
What's
watch
like
it.
the very little amount of fat you should have? I feel like
For women, they say that essential fat's 12%.
12% is essential
Yeah,
fat.
so you're below that amount.
Okay, I'm below essential fat. See, I'm so warped in the head right now, so I'm like, what?
Yeah.
How much fat does my body need?
Yeah, so you just want to, for competition, you can go low, right?
Yeah.
And after competition, you want to rebound and get.
We will definitely rebound because Thanksgiving's coming up.
Yeah.
So we're ready.
And when you're doing that, because you're going to have be eating extra calories, you can really build muscle during that time. Because excess calories is perfect for building muscle. So you can do a nice bulk after that if you want. Because right now, I'm sure you're not having a good time.
Oh, no.
So if it was my recommendation, I would say, you're still trying to lean up a little bit. So if you're like, I would say a 500 calorie deficit. They have found that a 500 calorie deficit, if you go more intense than a 500 calorie deficit, you lose lean mass. That's what I'm trying to say.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and so we don't want to lose lean mass.
So if you go too extreme, that's when you risk compromising your muscle mass.
Yeah, I've only seen one person maintain their lean mass with a 1,000 calorie deficit.
Wow.
Everybody else I've seen lose. So there's some genetic thing. I just tried to study last night actually. 1,500 calories. There was one person who was at a 1,500 calorie deficit who did not lose a whole lot of lean mass.
Interesting.
But everybody else at a 500 or at more than a 500 calorie deficit lost lean mass. So if it was my recommendation, I would say either exercise a little bit less or eat a little bit more.
Slow and steady wins the race. Moral of
Yeah.
the story.
It's a 500
The
calorie
longer
deficit
and
should.
slower you cut, the more muscle you'll hold on to.
Yep, and that's assuming that this is an inaccurate resting metabolic rate, which usually is really close. So, assuming you haven't damaged it, you know. If you eat below it for 5 days in a row, we've seen a decrease in it, but you're probably fine because you've been eating above your resting metabolic rate. So,
Sweet.
of course, hormones play a role, all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Any other thoughts or questions?
No, this is really cool. I'm gonna have to do a side by side of last year's tests, and we'll
Oh yeah,
see
you're way
the
leaner.
change.
So you're like kind of shredded right now.
Just a little shredded.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, thank you so
Sweet.
much, Taylor.
Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know.
Yeah. Let
Sweet.
me know when the DEXA comes in. We'll be back.
Oh yeah.